The Bible talks about the New Jerusalem.
Yes.
Is that a physical place?
We're now in that last stage, not the millennium. We're way into the new heaven and the new earth, when the Lord says, behold, I make everything new. Everything, all things. And there will be a new city this time whose architect and builder is God. And Abraham, 4,000 years ago, was quite content with a tent in his old age, having left a brick-built house in Ur of the Chaldees. He lived in a tent in his old age because he was looking for a city whose builder and maker was God. And that city is described in as near language as we can get when we think about something so amazing and so future, as being 1,500 miles cubed, like the Holy of Holies was cubed in Jerusalem, a holy city, 1,500 miles in each dimension, and made of the most amazing pure materials. There was a jeweler in Manchester years ago, handled precious stones. And when he read the book of Revelation, he thought, I wonder if I could say something about that. And he knew about pure light. Already cross-polarized light had been invented. And he shone this on all the precious stones that he handled. And he discovered that some of them become black as coal. Others become all the colors of the rainbow, most beautiful things. And whatever color they were at the beginning, under pure light, they were all the colors of the rainbow. So, for example, diamonds have no color at all in pure light. They look like a lump of coal. And so there are no diamonds in the holy city. But every precious stone in the holy city he discovered turns into the colors of the rainbow in pure light. Yes. And none of the other stones do. And he thought, how did John the Apostle know 2,000 years ago? He thought that's proof that the Bible is inspired, because God knew. He made those stones. In other words, even the very materials of the New Jerusalem are precious to us here and very rare to us here, but plentiful there, always in pure light. It's a real place made of real material. There's a real river running through it.
And it's real people populating it with
and
bodies.
It's real people. But it's people who have been made fit for it. And I think that's a very important point as we're finished, and that is that the whole purpose of being saved as an individual is to get you ready for that world. If we went as we are, we'd ruin it very quickly. We'd poison, we'd pollute it, we'd do to the new world just what we've done to this world. And therefore, salvation is not an instantaneous moment. It's a process of being changed into the glory of God until we are fit to enter a new world without spoiling it. That's what salvation is about. I'm not saved yet. I've begun to be. I'm on the way of salvation, to use biblical language. Or as Paul said, we are nearer to our salvation than when we first believed. People have forgotten that salvation is future as well as past. I'm not saved yet, but I'm on the way. Now, my wife has a lot more faith than I have in many ways, and she really believes, but there's one thing I teach that she finds very hard to accept. And it's when I tell her that one day her husband will be perfect. And she said to me once, if I built my faith on experience, I couldn't believe it, but I'll try and build it on the promises of God.